Participants, very good evening to one and all. Today we have an eminent speaker, Dr. Karunakar Potuganti, a data scientist and AI generalist, machine learning researcher with 15 plus years of global experience in AI based research, data driven innovation, and academic leadership. He completed his PhD in the area of machine learning, MTech in embedded systems, and also pursued MBA in telecom management as well. Currently, he is the head of instruction and curriculum design in Bytexcel Tech Educational Company located in Hyderabad. He was also serving as adjunct professor and R&D advisor at Asmara University, a central university of East Africa. He has completed IBM Level 1 certification in Python programming for data science, IBM Intermediate Level certification in machine learning using Python. He is also a recipient of IBM Advanced Level certification in deep learning. In addition, he is also a Cisco certified trainer in Internet of Things. To his credit, he has 25 plus publications, books, and patents, 720 plus Google Scholar citations. His research was included as a case study in the University of Barcelona. He also led UNO funded AI and IoT projects in Ethiopia. We are lucky to have such eminent personality. Now, I am handovering the proceedings to Dr. Karunakar Potuganti, sir. Sir, please take charge and deliver the lesson.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So, good evening, everyone. So, as I said, so I already gave my introduction. Just I want to tell a brief thing, few things about me. So, I'm having 18 years of experience in both teaching, research, and also in industry. So, especially in this particular data science, I'm very much interested in this particular thing. That's why I continued my research in IoT and ML. So now I'm working on language models also, which is very useful for all the disciplines. So irrespective of the branches, like whether it is computer science or electrical, electronics or mechanical. So nowadays, every branch needs this particular AI. So, right. So, without any delay, we will start our today's agenda. So, today we are going to discuss about the programming part. What is the role of programming in our mechanical engineering part? So, I want to share my screen with your permission, sir. HOD sir.
Sir, please, sir, please. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Sir, please share your screen, sir.
I hope my screen is visible. So today we will discuss about this particular application. What are the major applications of programming? Majorly, we will concentrate on Python programming only. So why? Because nowadays each and every framework we are using in mechanical engineering also, it is completely based on the Python programming language. So that's why we will discuss about few frameworks also in Python. So and how it is useful for our research and our applications. Yeah. So first of all, we will discuss about what is the role of Python in our mechanical engineering. So first of all, Python is a simple language. It is having very simple structure compared to other programming languages. So as you know, like without non-CSC background people, so computer science people, okay, they are very familiar with programming. But nowadays, like all grass branch people also, even though, so I'm also from electronics background in my bachelor, and after that I turned my career into embedded and turned into the AAML part. That means I am also not from the computer science background, but so Python made me an expert in this particular programming area. So why? Because Python having very simple structure, so there is no need of very complex syntax like our C language or C++ and Java. So that's why it's better to choose Python. So in this particular, especially in our mechanical engineering also, so Python have one more advantage, like it is having versatile libraries. So we have different types of libraries. For example, if you want to work with the numerical values, we have NumPy kind of library. If you want to work with any visualization, data visualizations, like if you want to, for example, you're a research scholar, finally you want to show your results in graphs only, right? Either if you want to show your results in bar graphs or pie charts, whatever. So these particular data visualization also, we have a separate kind of frameworks out there in Python like Matplotlib. So we will discuss about those particular libraries also briefly. And so why Python? So it is easy to learn, and extensive scientific libraries out there, and excellent visualization capability, as I discussed. So for individual applications, we have individual frameworks, individual libraries. We have pandas also for the data, and also matplotlib for the visualization, and for pyplot also there it is also useful for the plotting. So and so the famous libraries are NumPy, SciPy. SciPy is nothing but scientific Python, and Matplotlib. And so these are the very popular frameworks which we are going to use in our AI applications. So, and also, like our CAD, most of the people like, so we are using AutoCAD and all, right? So these particular applications also, we can use Python in the AI assistant purpose. So integration of engineering tools like ANSYS, SolidWorks, and MATLAB. So these particular tools also, we can integrate with our Python easily. So I want to show one case study. So finite element analysis case study. So how can we use Python for this particular analysis? So generally we will use different programming like Matplotlib and all. MATLAB and all. So how we can use Python effectively for this particular automation project? So here, what is the challenge here? So manual finite element analysis, like it's a very difficult thing. So more number of iterations you have to do. So why AI came into the picture? AI is a crash branch. Don't think like AI is only for the computer science or IT background people's choice. So nowadays, like AI it became a crash branch. Anybody can do. Civil engineering people can use AI for the crack detection, and also the mixer composition percentage calculation and everything. So civil engineering and chemical engineering people also they are using now. So in the same way, our mechanical engineering people also, we can use AI perfectly and efficiently for the some of the cases like finite element analysis and predictive maintenance algorithms like that. So these particular case studies, we will see one or two case studies now. So here the solution, like Python scripts automate mesh generation and boundary conditions. So previously, how it will be mathematical calculations and everything we have to do on our own. So when AI and Python came into the picture, so directly we can write the automated algorithms for this particular finite element analysis. So I want to show a simple program, finite element analysis, how it will be. I will open my notebook. Okay. Yeah. So it's a simple project. Like, so here I'm using a simple Python programming with this the frameworks for like Matplotlib, NumPy, and this Creator. So I will explain what is the purpose of individual frameworks. So here, like finite element analysis, this particular thing we are checking now. So what is the objective of this particular finite element analysis? So automate and visualize the FEA process. And what we are doing here, cantilever beam, so under the load, how we can
Hello.
calculate the finite. Yes, sir.
Hello, Karunaka sir.
Yeah,
Are you shared any different screen other than PPT?
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay,
It
okay.
is not visible, sir.
Sorry, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to present as a finite element analysis. So so in the finite element analysis automation, so my program is the main objective of my program. So how to automate and visualize the process, FEA process. And for this particular thing, I'm taking one case study, like I'm taking the cantilever beam under the load, how the process will be, the automation process. So I think everybody knew about this cantilever beam. So this particular cantilever beam, mostly designing part. So for the different gears and this pull. So this particular part we are using very frequently. So how can we calculate this finite element analysis? We will see now. So for that particular thing, what is my exact problem statement? My objective is, so traditional. I want to show the difference between the traditional FEA tools and the simple and Python-based open source application-based. So I want to show these particular things here. So for this particular thing, I want to write one code in Python. So in this particular Python, what are the libraries I'm using here? I will show you that one. So due to the time constraint, directly I will explain on the screen itself. If you want, I will share this particular notebooks with you. So this particular project I'm doing in the Google Colab. So I hope you have a basic idea about Python. So then mostly the Python editors, we are using different types of editors. Like our local machines also we are using like IDLEs and all. And the next level, we are using some Jupyter notebooks. So this is the Google Colab, is a different editor. So in this particular Colab, we will get the GPU also. So mostly GPU means like graphical processor unit. We know like when GPU, if your system have GPU, you will get more speed, more computational speed than the other system. CPU based systems and GPU based systems will be there. No? So CPU based, only CPU. If you have only CPU, not GPU, then the system will be somewhat slow. So when you add some GPU, mostly this online gaming purpose, they our programmers, I mean gamers, online gamers, they will use so GPU systems. So GPU system is very costly compared to the other systems. So that's why what Google Colab will give the 12 GB GPU it's free of cost. Online GPU they will provide. That's why mostly our projects, our machine learning related projects or artificial intelligence based projects. That means what? If it is a application in the mechanical engineering also, like whatever the AI project, you have to do in the Google Colab. It will be very easy and very. You can execute the you can train your model very quickly. So that's why mostly we are using Google Colab. So in this particular Colab, I wrote the program. So in this one, what are the frameworks we use? The SkyPy, scientific Python we are using. So in the scientific Python, so we can calculate all these particular mathematical statistical analysis. So using this particular library, SkyPy, scientific Python. And also I show you this matplotlib for the visualization, data visualization purpose, either graphs like graphs, scatter plot, or bar graphs, or pie charts. All these particular definitions will be there in the matplotlib. And pandas is useful for the data frames. So whatever, so the projects you're doing, definitely you have to upload your data, then only you can do it. So here, so what I'm doing here, so that cantilever, that particular dimensions I'm adding here. So in this particular thing, the graph. So this particular I'm giving the dimension of my cantilever being in the form of matrix. And this particular whatever the mathematical calculations are there. So generally, how to collect this particular finite element algorithm, finite element analysis, the same mathematical calculations only we are doing here, but the usage of this particular algorithm is so to avoid multiple iterations. For example, one time you can do, second time you can do. For example, if it is having more than 1,000 iterations, you cannot do manually. So that's why we are going for this particular algorithms. So here assembly being, I wrote one specific function for this assembling purpose. And whatever the boundary conditions are there, for the cantilever, for the stick. So whatever, if the dimensions are changed or if the dimensions are fixed, so we have to calculate that particular thing, right? So those particular boundary conditions, I am creating one function in this particular thing. So here I'm fine. So after calculating, after creating this particular functions and all, so you need one user interface, right? So for example, ATM machine. So you know how to create ATM machine. Software developers can create that applications. But at the end of the day, your user will be a non-technical background people. So that's why what you have to do, you have to create some user interface for the application. So that's why what we are doing, one more framework called Gradio. So this particular Gradio I'm using. So at the end of this particular project, how it will be, if I run my things, I will show you. So maybe we have a doubt like, well, how can we write this much of lengthy codes? I will show you one trick also using AI. So in this particular project, finally, it looks like, yeah. So FEA automation project, that's the beam of the length of this particular beam and width and height. So just you have to enter these particular dimensions and number of elements also. So if I run this one, I will get complete analysis. See, it's very simple, right? So any type of user can do this particular. How many iterations they did? Nearly. So in my thing, like nearly 20 nodes. I created 20 nodes. For 20 nodes, it is calculated like this. So like this, whatever we have the applications in our mission mechanical engineering, so we can use this particular Python frameworks for the better accuracy purpose. So here, okay, fine. So nearly how many lines are there here? Nearly more than 100 lines are there. So what are the frameworks we use here? So we use
Slides are not visible, sir.
uh, what's that?
Sir, it's visible. Please
Sir,
continue.
slides are not visible, sir.
Sir, it's visible, sir. Please continue.
Okay, right. So uh, this particular user interface we can create it. Okay, fine. So these many things. Okay, I don't have that much of technical knowledge in the web designing or app designing purposes. So if you think like that, so we have vibe coding in the. So how many of you know about the vibe coding? So nowadays it's a very buzzword. So vibe coding without any uh, this particular framework knowledge, like how can you build like web frameworks like your React or Angular. So whatever the computer science people are doing, so we can do with a simple prompts. Okay, so simply I can say like there is a very good question in the social media now. So what is the future programming language? So they asked so many people, what will be the future programming language? Some people told like Python. Python is the future program. Every next 20 years, so Python will be ruled. So some people told some R language, some people told in different language. So finally, the conclusion is the future programming language is simply English only, not English, natural language. So I will show you how can you create this particular. So most of the people already we are using chat GPTs. So chat GPT also now it is giving vibe coding. So vibe coding. So here you can add one prompt like, so I need, so just I will copy my problem statement. So using these particular tools, I want to create. It is included the context engineering also here. First of all, you have to write act as AI developer. First, you have to define the role, and then what is your work? You have to create model for okay, and finally, what will be your output? Output should be user friendly. Okay. So not only ChatGPT, we have so many vibe coding platforms out there like Cursor is there. So these particular thing, using only the prompts only, you can do that particular thing, whatever the applications you can do. So maybe some people may tell like it won't work, but it will work. So what our people are doing, like as a data scientist and the AI journalist, so what we'll do, we have to improve the accuracy of that particular thing. So my sincere advice, though, so if you are from non computer science people just don't learn about these particular frameworks, how to. So if you want to create, if you want to develop one web application for your application, don't go how to learn, I mean, just how to develop this particular project using React or something. So using this AI tools directly, you can create a well defined and end product for your applications. So the same code we will get it. Okay, everybody just try it from your side. I will share my code also. So here the thing is, so when what is your value here? So if everything is doing like AI, so what will be your I mean, so this particular thing is like, what are the tools you are choosing? That's very important from your side. What are the frameworks you are using, and how can you debug your program? For example, every program directly, it cannot be executable. Okay, so again, you have to debug the code. So next also, you are using AI only, not an issue. So, but after 3 or 4 times refinement of your code, then you will get a good platform like this. So this is also advantage of Python. So I can say completely. So most of the 90% of the AI tools or AI applications are working on the Python programming only. So it's a finite element analysis you can do with this particular simple automation tools. Okay, without programming. So generally, we will conduct in so many universities like no code and low code trainings. So no code, low code trainings, for example, if we are going for any chemical engineering students, sometimes we went for agriculture departments also. So they also want to use our AI tools, but unfortunately, like the programming background is very poor for them. So for those particular people, we started like no code and low code type of training. So vibe coding is comes under the low code training. So basic knowledge should be there for the programming, but with the basic knowledge, you can develop very good final products here. So second case study, like predictive analysis, predictive maintenance system. So you already knew about this particular concepts, like so manual maintenance, how it will be. So when the maintenance will be scheduled, so after 2 years or 3 years, based on the current status of that particular element. So here we will see the same kind of case study, like predictive maintenance algorithm when the maintenance is needed for the products. So unexpected equipment failures and causing production downtime. This is a challenge here. So what is your solution here? What is the solution so given by the Python? So here, don't divide Python and AI separately. So with only Python, with only programming, we cannot do anything. So programming is a backbone of a AI. Like Python is a backbone of AI. So here, Python and artificial intelligence we can use as synonyms in our context. Okay. So here, so predictive maintenance algorithms like machine learning based. Machine learning is a branch of AI. So machine learning, what is meant by machine learning? So generally, machine learning concept like by name itself. So how at the end of the day, even though we are doing so many algorithms, we are creating so many algorithms and analysis, but even though at the end of the day, it's a stupid machine. You don't have any brain, right? So whatever the algorithms you are giving, whatever the data you are giving to the model, based on the data only, it will be act. So the accuracy will depends on purely on the data which you are giving to the. So here, so I have an example. Like whenever I'm going for different workshops, I will use this one. When I'm going to start with AML. So ML is just like in our So mostly in our Telugu movies and Tamil movies, in the old stories, how it will be like. So there are one family will be there. So twins are there, two babies. So two babies, because of some storm or some earthquake or something. So those twins are separated in the childhood itself. After 20 years, after 20 years or 25 years, so again they will meet. So the babies, two babies are separated, right? One baby went to some police department family, police family. Another baby goes to some criminal mindset family. So after 20 or 25 years, so can you guess like in that particular police department family, whoever the baby went to that particular family, so he's having very good disciplined nature, right? So when comes to the that guy, the criminal background family guy, obviously his mindset also will be like that only. So here, what my question is, here the same, the twin babies are same, and their genes are same, parents also same. But what's the difference? After 20 or 25 years, this baby is acting in differently, and that baby have a different nature. So the only thing is, these 20 years they are trained on the different data. That baby is trained under different data. So now you understand, I think. So the model, the algorithm will be same for any kind of applications. Whatever the data you are giving, based on the data only, your model will be active. Okay. So here, the ML also here, ML based predictive maintenance using sensor data. So what what we are doing here. So predictive maintenance, we will upload the previous data, and when it is needed, that particular maintenance, and this particular thing based on the previous data, whatever how much data you are giving accurately, based on that, our algorithm will predict the maintenance. Okay. For this particular thing, what are the libraries we are using? Scikit-learn for the classification purpose, and pandas for the data processing. So as I discussed, like pandas is a library which can deal with the data efficiently. So scikit-learn is the algorithm which is useful for the classification purpose. So classification purpose means different types of failures will come, right? So so it will separate whatever the data you are giving. It will separate based on the failure type. Based on the failure type, it will give. So this thing, and the data which we are providing, like vibrations and temperature data, pressure sensors, all this particular data will be given to the model. So I want to show this one also to you. So here my predictive maintenance system. So based on the machine learning and Python. So my objective is like it should be predict potential equipment failures. So how my algorithm, my system will be detect that particular failure. So for this particular thing, I want to use like a real-time sensor data. What is the data we are collecting from the sensors directly. So here, so we are using different approaches here, like data collection. First of all, data is very, very important to train a model. And after that, you have to pre-process the data. So whatever the data you are getting, maybe it is not a filtered data. So filtered data or non-filtered data, how it will be raw data. So I will give you one example. Like if you ask students, like just fill one form which is having like name, age, and phone number, address, and these particular details I asked the students to fill that one. So some of the students they denied to give the contact numbers. Maybe some of the students don't have the phone numbers. Okay, so different people will skip some columns. So that means what? It is not a filter. It's not a pre-processed data. So pre-processed data means filter data means it should not have any blanks. It should not have any blanks. If it is having the missed data means it it is not useful for our machine learning or AI. So this particular thing we have to check again and again. So that's why I told you, right? The example also. If you give the data, if you give good data, you can build a good model. If you give bad data, your model will give the less accuracy. So that's why you have to give the filtered data only. And next one is a feature selection. So I don't want to go in depth of machine learning now. So just I will give you the overview. So we are doing this particular thing and finally evaluating. It's a simple thing. I will show you the predictive maintenance. It's a very simple code compared to the previous one. So what we are doing here, the frameworks, the Python frameworks, pandas, is which can handle the data efficiently, and the Gradio. So Gradio can create a web page. So previously we saw the application, right? So this is the complete application, web application. So if you want to create this type of web application, you have to you have to use Gradio framework. You have to use Gradio framework. So here, and NumPy is for numerical Python. NumPy is for numerical Python. So if you want to work with some arrays kind of thing, where previously we gave some data, predicted data, right? So that particular data, if you want to work with the numerical values, you have to use NumPy. And scalar, nothing but scikit-learn. If you want to use machine learning or AI related frameworks, you have to download the scikit-learn also. Yeah. So this is about this data we are giving, the temperature data, vibration data, acoustic data, RPMs. All this particular data is given to the model. So finally, how our application will be with a maximum 40 lines of code. That too, we can use AI model. We can use AI to generate that particular code. If you see here, so based on the values you're entering here, okay, so maintenance, for example, if you are considering one turbine or something, so what is the temperature of that one, vibrations, is there any vibration speed, all this particular data will be given from the sensor. Okay, so we have sensors like that particular sensor, whatever the data is giving directly, we can send to the model and then so predict the machine health. So predicted status is normal, confidence is 100%. Okay, so if you add other values, maybe, so if it is having less confidence, definitely it will send a buzzer. So it is the maintenance time. So like that, we can create with the smaller lines of code, we can create the web applications also. And also this particular application, you can share it to your colleagues also. Okay, and other people also can enter the data. So like that, most of the automation projects we are doing the same. Most of the automation projects we are doing the same. Right. So again like heat transfers at optimization purpose also in mechanical engineering. So we are using this type of algorithms. So mostly we are using a manual process previously. So but we can use AI models for the better results. So in this particular manufacturing industry applications, so quality control purpose. So quality control purpose, we are using the computer vision and the open CV technologies for the defect detections. So mostly we can, if it is in a huge number of productions, in the production like a huge number of volume we are producing. So it is not possible with a manual detection. So that's why we are going for automation. So using computer vision and OpenCV. So OpenCV is a library. It's a Python framework only. So we can use this particular OpenCV for the image detection purpose. So the same algorithm we are using, uh, for face detection also. Face detection. Next, the process optimization. So process optimization. So we are using machine learning, especially machine learning for this particular thing. So parameter tuning, there is a concept called hyper tuning. So hyperparameter tuning we are using for the optimization purpose. Okay. And this particular digital twin, most of the digital twin, these particular applications, real-time simulation and monitoring, these are used under the turbines, like wind turbines. In this particular categories, we are using this particular methods. And the supply chain, predictive analytics for inventory management, and these particular things, so we are using. And especially it's a branch of our mechanical engineering only, that robotics. So in the robotics, we have plenty of applications nowadays. So all this particular, if you use like AI agents, so maybe you may heard about this particular words, AI agent. So this particular thing, you can create your own AI agent for your robotic applications. Okay. So like and other examples like battery management, so battery management operations, optimizations and all, so we're using. So in automotive industry also, we have plenty of applications like vehicle dynamics, aerodynamics, crash testing, and autonomous vehicles and electrical vehicles. So most of the things like electrical vehicles and all, like we are using for the battery optimizations and battery maintenance purpose, we are using this particular thing. So in aerospace applications of flight dynamics. So how can we use like control systems? Most of the control systems and the designing and simulation, we are going for the automation purpose. So in this particular automation, we are using the Python programming languages. And as I explained previously, like material concepts, and this composition, so the percentages and everything also we can predict and we can calculate with our AI models. So and one more thing, like performance optimization. So most of the, not only in aerospace, so we are using the same performance optimization algorithms in all the industries, all the automotive industries. Yes. Coming to the research applications. Just, uh, so coming to the research applications like computational mechanics. So for the molecular dynamics, so we are using our Python programming and the AI tools for the simulation of the material behavior in the atomic scale. So, so here in the topology optimization and multi-physics modeling, so we are using a different frameworks. I will show you a different frameworks. What are the different frameworks we are using here? Yeah, so yeah. So majorly the information like fluid mechanics. In the fluid mechanics also we have plenty of problem statements. Like nowadays researchers are very interested in this particular optimization purpose. The first one actually I also guide some of these scholars. So most of the even though they are from different branches also, so they are very much interested in this optimization algorithms. So molecular optimization algorithms, we are using our frameworks efficiently. So I will show you. Is a failure model analysis. So in this particular machine learning, using machine learning, how can we create, how can we create that particular models, AI models for our applications? So here I want to show one case study directly on the screen. So which one we will take here? So material property prediction and failure mode analysis. So and this is fracture patterns we are using. So here and also like design optimization, which is a reinforcement learning base. So here I will give you a brief analysis here. Reinforcement and learning is a very important AI model. Yeah. So reinforcement learning, which is a very popular machine learning model which we are using in our applications. So where this particular reinforcement learning comes from. So if you see here, artificial intelligence is a broad category. In this artificial intelligence, we have machine learning. So machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence. Okay. And next, if you consider this particular machine learning, so we have deep learning. We have deep learning. If you go with deep learning, you can have Gen AI. Okay. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and finally Gen AI. So and after that also the evaluation process continues like agent AI agents and agentic AI and all. So I will come. So here in this particular machine learning, we have different types of models of the methods: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So here in the machine learning, we have these three different types of ML models of that, like supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. So supervised means it's a teacher-based learning. Teacher-based learning. So that means what? Already you're giving some data. Okay, based on the data, you are training your model. Okay, so if in your classroom, for example, 100 students out there, if you give the previous semester's marks of those students, the same students, to your model, and then the model will predict the next semester's results. That type of training is given in the supervised. Unsupervised means we are not giving the results, we are not giving any label data. That means whether the candidate is pass or fail or something, we are not at all giving the data of that particular thing. So simply based on the data, a dumb data, based on the blind data only, we are training our model. That's a different case, unsupervised learning. So reinforcement learning is like based on the experience only, it will learn automatically. So that's why it's a very important type of AI model, reinforcement learning. So why? Because if you observe, most of the people you use ChatGPT, right? So in the ChatGPT, so you are asking for a timetable or any data, like so you need these many columns and then many what's that columns and rows. You're giving so much information today. After 2 days or after one day, if you ask the same question to ChatGPT, it will give the by default answers only. By default result only it will give. It won't calculate. It won't remember your pattern, whatever the prompt you gave in the previous 2 days back. It won't be registered. So why? Because these all are not reinforcement based. So here, how many of you know about the DeepSeek? When DeepSeek was launched, so total world saw this particular towards China. China developed this particular model, DeepSeek. So the DeepSeek model, it is the first GPT on reinforcement. Reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning based on the experience only, it will work. Like for example, robo. So nowadays, like reinforcement robots also there. Like so, whatever the robo, like if you ask one question, if you don't know the answer, it will capture that particular question. It will train itself, and next day, if you ask the same question, it will give the answer. Okay, so that means what? So these particular supervised and unsupervised, they are purely based on the data which you provided. But reinforcement, it will learn itself based on the experience. Okay. So DeepSeek is the first GPT like this. So our models also, especially in mechanical applications, we are using the reinforcement based learning, like QLearn. So we have different models in reinforcement learning. So we are going for that one. Previously, we used the same reinforcement learning algorithms. Okay. So this one as a machine learning concepts. When you go for the deep learning, here the magic came into the picture. Neural networks. Neural networks. So what is the use of this particular neural networks? So the researchers got a doubt like previously, like so for example, if you meet one person today, so tomorrow you can identify that guy easily. Tomorrow you can identify the guy easily. Like so where you are storing that particular image in your mind. So if human being can remember, if we can store that image, so why can't a machine? Okay, then this concept came into the picture called neural networks. It is purely based on the neural networks, neurons, which are there in our brain. So that particular, based on the neuron structure, we created neural networks. So which is useful for the image object detection purpose. And if you observe this one object detection, if you see this particular similar kind of applications like crack detections you can use, okay, and you can use for the fault diagnosis also. So based on this neural network architectures, neural networks algorithms, so we can create so many models in our machine learning, mechanical engineering. And so this is about the deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. So when it comes to the Gen AI, nothing but generative AI, irrespective of the branches, everybody using this particular generative AI. So what is meant by generative AI? So whatever we saw, these particular applications like AI, ML, and DL, it is not creating any new data. It is not at all creating any new data. Okay, whatever the data we are giving, so based on that only, it is giving the result. But when it comes to the Gen AI, it will create the content. It will create the content. So generally for your documentation purpose, so if you design one object, if you design one machine, so if you want to create the documentation, definitely it is very useful for this. So it will create a new content which is not existed in the other. So maybe most of the researchers, they have the problem of plagiarism, right? So this particular plagiarism means what? The same content which is very similar to the some other research papers or some content in the internet sources. So it will highlight the plagiarism. So here, without any plagiarism, it will create the content. Right. First one. So which is not in the internet sources. This is very clear. And of course, we have separate AI tools now. So which can identify the AI plagiarism also. AI plagiarism percentage also now it is identified. Okay, with the different tools. That's a different case. But so generative AI, what it will do, it will create the content, and for that particular thing, and one more buzzword in the industry, I'm using LLMs. What is LLM? Large language models. Large language models. So whatever the large language models you are using, this short GPT, any other you're using, Claude, any other perplexity you're using, and also Manas and Cursor. So many tools are available based on your applications. So these are the LLMs, large language models. For example, if you observe ChatGPT, so if you ask any question related to medical, it will give the answer. If you ask any question related to your, politics, also it will give the answer. So that means what? That particular model is trained on that many number of parameters. Okay. So can you guess how many parameters it was trained? Chat GPT was trained on 175 billions of parameters. 175 billions of parameter on one normal ML project, whatever we are doing, maximum parameters are 20 to 25. If it is a major project, 25 parameters we will train. But Chart GPT was trained on 175 billions of parameters. That means how much huge systems it is needed. Okay, so ChatGPT, when this particular DeepSeek and everything is more than 150 billions of parameters it was trained. So that's why to train one language model, it is not possible with our own. So definitely, so many companies will invest on that particular LLMs. So LLMs, what we can do? We can hire LLM and we can use for our application. Okay, fine. So whatever I'm discussing about the Gen AI, what is the use of Gen AI in our machine learning? In mechanical engineering. So here, for example, you designed a multiple components in your company. Okay, so for example, if I'm the new user, I want to know about the component, whatever you design. So what it will do? So every time you cannot explain, right? So that's why what we are doing. So you are creating one chatbot for your design. You're creating a chatbot for your design. So you are training that particular chatbot with your document, okay, and the procedure, execution, troubleshooting. So all these particular things you are giving to the chatbot. So next time, without any human intervention, so if any new user came to your site and if they ask about that particular component, it will give complete information about that. Most of the companies they are doing now. Exactly. So if you go to any, for example, university website. So if you go to university website, directly the chatbot will appear, and whatever the information is there, it will give. So it is not only for education sector. So it will be for all the different disciplines. So this is Gen AI. In Gen AI, mostly our LLMs. What are the LLMs we are using? So different LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, and Manus. So after this one, Gen AI, we have one more buzzword called AI agent. AI agent. So nowadays, if you see social media also, this particular things are you can find everywhere. AI agent, AI agent, agentic, AI. Don't think that it is not relevant to our discipline. It is relevant to the each and every discipline. You can create your own AI agent. AI agent is nothing but you are creating one slave for your work. For example, I will explain about my case. So I created my own AI agent for my mail replies. So how it will be, for example, my students or scholars, if they are giving any like simple thanks messages or without any weightage, there is no weightage in that particular mail, only the simple short kind of thing. If it is there, my AI agent will automatically it will give reply. Okay, without my intervention. Okay, directly it will read my mail and it will send the reply. I created like that. If it is any weightage is there, like any financial base or any some of the CEO mails or any important HR mails or something, it won't give any reply. But if it is a spam mail, it will filter, and if it is any regular routine mails, means automatically it will send the reply. So like that, you can create your own AI agent, especially in academic field. Just for a few minutes, just forget about mechanical applications. So just for academic sector also, we can do lot of things for this particular AI agents. Like you can create your schedules, you can create your handouts for the students, like lesson plans and all. You can create your own AI agents, right? So, and one more category is agentic AI. Agentic AI is nothing but autonomous systems. So AI agent, what it will do? It will give only whatever the task you give. So it will do the same. It won't go beyond that. That's just like a donkey work. It will do a similar type of work. We can say robotic work. It's a robo work. That's it. But when it comes to the agentic AI, so it is like completely autonomous system. So whatever the question is there, it will act accordingly. Okay. So this is the agentic AI. Agentic AI. So we have different types of algorithms out there in agentic AIs. So we have some RAG models and these particular things. So fine tuning, we can fine tune RAG with LoRa, LoRa. So these are the things that in agentic AI we have different algorithms like we can use it. So for example, you design one element, one mechanical component. So based on that, you want to fine tune the same model and you want to create a new dimensions for that one. You want to create a new component with the same features. So like that, you can create one model and you can fine tune with this particular algorithms. So this is about the agentic AI. This is the evolution of AI models. AI model, artificial intelligence, and it leads to the machine learning. And machine learning, next evolution is deep learning, and next one is Gen AI related, and next it is going for AI agent and agentic AI, and after that you can fine tune that particular models. Now the era. So okay, so if you don't want all these particular things, okay, if you don't want all these particular programming based model, now we have like low code or no code frameworks. Simple drag and drop system will be there. So you can create the same type of applications using this low code and no code applications. Right. So if you see here, so I gave you different tools also, tools and libraries also. So whatever useful libraries for your applications. So CAD Pythons and Python OCC is there, and the Reno Python. So these are the frameworks we are using for the different applications like optimization, multi-objective optimizations, and also the SIMPAN. This is discrete event simulations. So for every application, we have a library. So coming to the future trends of our AI models in mechanical engineering, like as I explained, there are digital twins out there. So digital twins, like it's a real-time physics-based models integrated with the IoT system. So here, what I believe, like mechanical engineering, definitely it will deal with some of the controllers also, definitely. So without microcontrollers, we cannot do anything, any further applications. Like if you want to connect your components with the IoT, definitely you need Raspberry Pi related stuff. So for that particular thing, you have to go with this is a multi-physics integrations. We can call it as multi-physics integration. And what I explained up to now, like the regenerative AI-powered engineering design tools out there. So whatever I explained, all these are comes under the same. And next one is a quantum computing, which is very latest technology, like quantum computing. So in the quantum computing also, we can go with the Python. We have different programming languages for quantum computing, but we can choose like Python also. So why? Because it's a very user friendly for this particular quantum optimizations. And this particular industry related smart manufacturing and there's automation purpose, we can go with. So finally, it's a there are very lot of applications other than whatever we discussed. We have very new case studies also there. So finally, I want to conclude my presentation with the one thing, like so it is transforming the mechanical engineering practice to and research completely. Okay, so previously it's a pen and paper based calculations of that, but nowadays completely we can automate any kind of applications with this particular Python program. And also, it's a bridges gap between the traditional engineering and the modern data science. So, what is data science especially? So, here, maybe data science is nothing but every day we are handling lots of data. So, I will give you a best example. Like, what is the difference between 2 years back your Facebook profile to now? So if you observe this one, so previously we have very less amount of data we consume, but nowadays lots of data we are consuming. So based on some statistics, like every day, every second, some billions of TB, I mean thousands of TB data is uploading to the YouTube. That much of data is we are consuming. So if you simple example like Gmail. So previously 0.5% or 1% of your 15 GB is finished. Like that, we are getting minutes. But nowadays, 90% of your data is finished. So better to go for some Pro or some extra space like that. So that means what? The data. So every day we are going for more HDs and so that particular clarity. So obviously we are consuming a lots of data. So in the same way, if you come to the industries also, first we will see the academic industry, and then we'll go for the IT. I mean any other industry. So if you're going for academic industry, for example, previously, the 10 years back or 5 years back, you have very little amount of data, very few students out there. But after 5 years, the data is growing like anything, right? So you have to save the previous students' data and next year's data, and if you go for next year, and also the data will be increased, right? So that's why we are going for a different types of algorithms. The same way, for example, predictive analysis. So we saw the predictive analysis, right? In the predictive analysis, so how can we predictive maintenance algorithm? How can we predict that one based on the previous data? So if you give only 3 months data, it will give some value. If you give 3 years data, it will give more accurate response, right? So that means what? How much data you are training. So that particular accuracy value will be increased. So that's why most of the things like the data science well bridges the gap between the previous algorithms to the AI models. So data is very, very important. And obviously, this is the essential skill for next generation mechanical engineers. Okay. So AI will erase the borders of the branches. So even though he's from mechanic, in my team also so many mechanical engineers are there. So even they worked as a design engineers and then they turned their career into the AI. So this will be happening definitely. This will be the essential skill for the next generation. And also like it enables faster innovation cycle and better design decisions. So if you observe the two case studies, whatever I gave, so it will be okay. I will share you this particular things in the chat box. If anyone needs, you can use it. Yeah. So I shared that particular UI with you, only that particular thing, and code also I will share after this session. Okay. And also, and one more thing, whenever you are using this particular AI, just go with only open source. Don't go with any premiums and something. So only open source. For example, if your limitation is over, your freebies are finished, then just create another account and just go with that. But don't go with premium ones maximum. How to avoid? So if it is any productive based, like if you want to create any end product which is you want to create a market ready project, then only just go for that particular a premiums. Okay, otherwise you just go with the open source account. And so maximum like we have to at least most of the people we are in academic field, so that's why please we have to encourage the students towards this particular AI direction. That will be good. And also like other workshops and things, I want to conclude one point and don't I want to erase that myth also. AI won't I mean, so due to the AI, nobody will lose the jobs. It will change the pattern of the job system. That's it. Okay. So why? Because in every workshop they will ask like due to this particular AI, most of the people they lost their jobs. No. Okay. So I will give you a best example. Previously, when the computers entered into the market, so what happened? Like everybody or is afraid of that particular computers. One computer can lose the jobs minimum of 100 people's job. Like so, but what happened? So every industry is created computer based jobs. Okay, so the pattern will be changed. So that's why we have to encourage the students towards the AI, but not 100% at the time of learning stage. Okay, so I want to conclude with only one point. Like mechanical engineering, they are very good with this particular hardware part and everything. So if we add some programming touch to our expertise, definitely, so we can have more success in the future. So and also we can use the AI tools also efficiently. So thank you all. This is from my side.
Hello. Sir, it
Yeah.
was really a nice session, sir. You have covered from fundamentals to research gaps and advanced areas also. Again, still you have covered how to write programming using ChatGPT and implementing it Google Copilot like that. And it was really a wonderful session, sir. I have learned a lot. And participants are so expressing their happiness about your session. And this is the time to take the questions. Dear participants, any questions? Okay, sir. So far, no questions are asked by participants. Sir, on behalf of
Okay, sir.
this ATAL FDP, I am really thankful for you for sparing your valuable time with us. And
Thank you, sir. It is a very good opportunity for me also to interact all you experts in these different industries. Okay, I'm very happy for that one, and thank you for giving this opportunity.
thank you, sir. And my dear participants, the next session will start within 5 minutes.
Thank you all. All the best.